It's spring football, and you know what that means. It's time to break down entire teams and create preseason polls off the strength of 2 hours of film. But what exactly do spring games provide? Let's dive into spring games and what their purpose truly is. Let's be honest, while it might not be the sole purpose, spring games provide us with a key part of the offseason: content. Whether it's a talking point on a position battle or an excuse to throw up a preseason poll, media outlets go nuts over spring games. These games have become whole productions in themselves, with many of them aired on major outlets like ESPN. It almost becomes a full game day production in itself. And that doesn't even start to cover the hundreds and thousands of articles breaking the game down to the very last detail. The message boards are filled with a combination of in-depth analysis, overreactions, and doomsday predictions, plus some excellent YouTube content. But at the end of the day, it comes down to two things: money and attention. And while tickets to the spring game might not be expensive, in fact, oftentimes you get in for free, the economic impact goes deeper than ticket sales. Spring games pay for themselves in anticipation they provide for the upcoming season and sheer volume of coverage they receive for the program. Spring games also provide some benefits for the players and staff. Incoming freshmen who enrolled in January get their first taste of action under the bright lights, with a chance to compete for early playing time their first year on campus. It does provide them with a feel of a live, pressure situation, especially if there's a sizable crowd. If you're a star player, on the other hand, spring games hold little to no relevance for you. Not only are you used to the feel of playing for a packed house, but you're also likely playing glorified two-hand touch for a possession or two before a backup comes in. The last thing you want is for the focal point of your team getting injured in a meaningless game. Spring games do give players a break from the monotony of spring ball, and it can give them something to look forward to: a chance to compete in front of fans for the first time in a while. The coaching staff gets to see some of the younger players get their first taste of action on a relatively large scale. While spring games won't define who becomes a starter or who gets the majority of the playing time, it can give coaches a glimpse of what to expect. It also gives coaches an opportunity to watch players thrive in new positions. Again, it's not going to be the end-all be-all, but it is good to see how players respond in more of a game day setting on the field. Finally, it's another way the staff is heavily involved in the recruiting process. Recruits are often invited to spring games to give them an opportunity to experience a game day atmosphere, the excitement of the home crowd, and allow the program to be featured in a positive light. Recruits at the game aren't there to check out the football details. The schemes that are ran, the way coaches and players react in different game day situations, or the competition at a position, all that takes a back seat. The regular season will bring that to light. It's about the crowd, the atmosphere, and the fans. Oftentimes, this will be the first opportunity for recruits to interact with home fans, which could play a big role in how a recruit perceives a program. At the end of the day, it's about coming away with a lasting positive impression of a program, and a spring game can have a huge implication on this process for recruits. But let's get down to what spring games are truly all about: the fans. There's almost nothing that can be gained from a spring game that can't be done in practice, but the point of a spring game is to show off for the fans. Putting the players on the field in front of fans as they wait for football season to return, and getting fans excited for what's to come. It brings the excitement of being able to watch college football live for the first time in months, and brings fans together to cheer on their favorite teams. It's the chance to give back to fans, allowing them to interact with their programs, meet their favorite players, and participate and compete in their favorite football activities and competitions, all helping build up the hype for the upcoming season. These unique interactions with players and coaches are ones that you typically wouldn't have the opportunity to do during the year. As a team, one of your goals outside of football itself is to get as many fans invested as possible. After all, donors are fans first, and where else do you think all that NIL money's coming from? Ultimately, spring games have little true bearing on the fall season. Nothing drastically changes within the locker room. Position battles that the announcers focus on are not decided by the spring game. No schemes are heavily emphasized, and mainly vanilla playbooks are being rolled out. There's almost nothing that can be gained from a spring game that can't be done in practice, but the point of a spring game is to show off for the fans and give us all something to look forward to as the season approaches. So what's your opinion on spring games? Worth it or worthless? Let me know how you feel about it in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out a bunch. Check out this video here, and as always, have a great day and see y'all at the next one.